Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience tuning in Yazoo City, Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, just tuning in through our online affiliates, thanks to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcasts. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Our next guest is someone who's not only been able to build a business, but also be able to do work where she's able to help individuals as well as empower them in their own lives. I'm real excited to welcome Shaqwana Woodard Granderson to our program. I want to talk to Shaqwana not only about what it's been like for her to do work that she loves, but also what it's been like for her to help other people along the way. If you guys are not following Shaqwana, we're going to let you guys know where to be able to find her as well. Shaqwana, thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate it.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, doing really good. Glad to be able to speak with you. So let's kind of begin the conversation there, Shaqwana, for people who may just be discovering you and the work that you've been able to do. What has it been like for you to have made a decision of what you wanted to do professionally and then to be able to see how it's worked out for you?
For me, it has been a transition. I started out in the classroom teaching, and then I loved it. I did it for about 4 or 5 years, and then I was like, I'm not making a strong impact in the community like I want to make a strong impact in the community. So then from there, I started getting into in the master program at Belhaven, Masters in Leadership. And in the leadership program, we were dealing with a lot of numbers, math, statistics, and I fell in love with it. So I'm telling myself, like, what can I do with this? So I decided that, getting in the tax industry is my calling. So I dived into the tax industry.
Wow. So let's talk about that, because taxes are not people's favorite things to do, which is why I do mine quarterly. It can be confusing at times, and I think for a lot of people, Shaqwana, when they think about it, there's a dread that comes every year, especially for those who are thinking about, am I going to get something back? Am I going to pay? What was it about tax preparation that made you say this was something that you wanted to be involved in?
You know what? I think that let me see, how can I put this? The community I'm from, I just think they have been overpriced. It's already a low income community. So I just feel like other people was robbing the community. So I was like, I need to, at least I can step in and help with tax preparation and, smooth people. They already have plenty of worries. And I knew that, my affordable prices would kind of adjust to me more, and, we can relate more.
Right. Well, that says a lot about you just in that, Shaqwana, that you were thinking about other people. Is that something that's always been a part of who you are, putting other people's interest in mind when you're making decisions like that?
Yes, that sums me up as a person. I feel like if you give more, you receive more. So I'm the type of person that's, always putting people first. So if I start any business, it's going to be to make sure that, that whoever I'm serving, they are first.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's a great reminder for all of us. Did you know by doing that, though, Shaqwana, that would be one of the things that sets you apart? Because unfortunately, we live in a world where not everyone looks at things that way. For some people, it's all about the almighty dollar. Did you realize if people knew that you had them in mind first, that was going to set you apart?
No, I did not. I honestly didn't even think that I would have made it this far. So right now, it's really unbelievable, like how blessed, I have been. Because seriously, I started about 6 years ago with $99 in a dream. I did not know that eventually this will be this is this is my sole provider. I wouldn't believe it.
Right.
I wouldn't have believed it.
And even with that though, Shaqwana, I grew up with the belief, and I was told, do what you love and the money will come. Now, I do understand and not everybody does that prove to be true, and for some people it may take some time. I've been very fortunate to do work that I truly love. But what I thought was so interesting about you, though, and I wanted to talk to you about it, was that you continue to create opportunities. Yes, you have found your own business, but you've been helping other people start their own businesses. I mean, what has that been like for you to see how people have been taking you up on that opportunity?
With that opportunity, I'm very grateful, because some people not open to opportunities. They don't want help. They don't want assistance. So, as far as the tax school, I have built relationships with the community. So for one, people starting to trust me. If you have trust with people, then loyalty will follow. So it's a blessing for people to trust me and to be loyal to me and, to believe in me. So,
right.
If I feel that, then, I'm going to guide people down the right path. So not only, with the tax school I have started, not only with the tax school, if you feel like tax is not for you, then, people will call and email and ask me about, well, what's the proper steps to start a business? And, and I give them that information. So it's been a joy just to even have people to consider me.
Right. Well, and I know they appreciate it because, for one, someone that they know, and also someone that they realize has their best interests at heart, and that's a big thing, too. I want to say, for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Shaqwana Woodard Granderson to our program today. We're talking to Shaqwana not only about what it's been like for her to do work that she loves, but also to be able to offer services that matter to others. Now, all of us have been impacted over the past year and a half. It's hard to believe. Shaqwana has been almost now 2 years because of the pandemic. One of the things that we've been hearing a lot about are about the PPP loans, and a lot of people have had a lot of questions about that, concerns, who qualifies, how do they do it. You've kind of folded that into the work you've been able to do when it comes to the educational aspect. How were you impacted by the pandemic, and how has it kind of affected your business?
The pandemic, ever since the pandemic hit, it was kind of hard to begin with because, dealing with the IRS, you have to have certain qualifications and certain way things are handled. So if they're not handled properly with clients, like confidentiality, tracking people's documents, and one way they did not want you to do it is over the line. They wanted you to be in person with your clients. But since the pandemic hit, they was like, well, we don't want anybody to catch COVID. So, they gave us the opportunity to set up a secure way of receiving documents. So from that moment until they decided what they want to do, the business kind of did slow down. But thank God for my loyal clients. They worked with me and they waited on me.
And that means a lot. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the clients, because I've been focusing a lot, Shaqwana, on the services that you've been able to offer. What have those clients meant to you when you kind of see those people who have stood by you, who have been busy with the word of mouth, helping to spread the word? What has that meant to you that know that you have people who appreciate what you're doing?
One thing about me is my clients will tell you that I appreciate them. I'm always an open book. No matter what time or day, email, receive, text message, I'm going to respond. If there's an issue, I am going to handle it. And I believe that is why so many people have showed their loyalty for me. I have over 200 clients that have been with me since the first year that I started. So that speaks volumes to me.
And I know it speaks volumes to a lot of other people, too. And so not only have you been able to build a for-profit business, Shaqwana, you've also, you and I were just talking before we went on here, you've been able to build a nonprofit as well. Talk to us about the nonprofit and how it began and who it's meant to serve.
Okay, the nonprofit is, it started out in April 2017. It was a group of us, and we was like, we need to do something for the community. How can we, address young adults and children? And we came up with a name called Beyond. And it stands for Building Educated Young Individuals. Mm-hmm. So with that nonprofit, at first it was where we'll, put flyers, do fundraisers, and all the proceeds will go back to the community. But then that started to be kind of, a hassle. A lot of people don't like attention. A lot of people don't like to be exposed. So what we reversed it to is that we privately help people. So you don't see us posting as much, but the people that we're serving and helping, they know. And with the nonprofit, we give back such as back to school, even we didn't help a few people get their GEDs. We paid for their GEDs. We give baskets, or if the parents struggle with uniforms, we even help parents with uniforms. And, if you look on the page, Beyond, some people have thanked us, publicly, but for the ones who, like to keep it private, we understand.
Right. Yeah, and I think, when it comes to difficult times, I know we all know what that's like, but to be able to have someone there to support you during that time definitely means so much. Social media is one of the places you've been helping to spread the word, Shaqwana, about the work that you're doing. How has that played into your business and growing your business?
Well, I know everyone keeps telling me, well, you need to start an Instagram page and Twitter. But I tried it, and I'm not a Instagram or Twitter fan, but I do love Facebook. So if I'm marketing, everything will be on Facebook. But honestly, thank God, I do not have to market as much. You might see me marketing no more than 3 or 4 times out the year, because I have been blessed, with a clientele that is steady growing. So the more marketing I do, the more clients I do, and I don't want to, my schedule. I don't want to overload my schedule. So right. I'm just blessed. I'm just blessed. That's all I can say. I started with $99 in a dream, and since then, I have been blessed to the point where I'm just able to, raise my kids. That's my whole goal, was to stay at home and be able to raise my kids. And with prayer and faith and manifestation, that's what I've been doing.
I think, for people who are listening to you right now, Shaqwana, I think one of the big things that comes through is your passion for it. What is it that keeps you optimistic? What is it that keeps you motivated even when things are difficult?
Oh, yes, because it can get difficult. I mean, I just happen. Family, you got to focus on your family, football games, so things will lead you to leave out the business. Every taxpayer knows that this is not an easy career job or whatever, you decide to call it. It's not easy, because it does get difficult. But for me, it's the smile that I put on people's face, because, especially like if someone get audited, most people don't know how to handle a audit. They refer clients out. Audit is a difficult thing to handle. But I'm grateful that, I took it upon myself to go get the knowledge that is needed to help with audits. So for just to see people smile and just to know they know that I have their best interest at heart, this is what keeps me in the business and keep me going.
And being able to stay going, I think, is so important. A great reminder for our audience out there, too. So what advice would you give those listening to this conversation, Shaqwana, about the importance of, for one, staying focused, but also not giving up?
The best advice I could give someone is about staying focused and not giving up is, I would suggest, find you a mentor. Never think that you know everything. Always be open to knowledge, experience, and education. Push yourself forward when times get hard. Just know that it's someone else having the worst or having a worse day than you are.
And I think, again, that's one of the big reminders there. And what are you looking forward to, Shaqwana, as the year continues to go on? We have a few more months left in 2021. Anything in particular? I know you've already had a good summer with a lot of exciting things happening for you.
Yes.
But what about for the business? Anything coming up that you want to share with our audience?
Yes, with the business, I'm going to launch. I'm going to partnership with Evolving Credit Solution. So that's something to look for. I'll be doing credit repair, but I'm doing a partnership with, like I stated, Evolving Credit Solutions. So we'll be working on people's credit together. And as stated, the main focus is in Yazoo City, Mississippi, to, help people with their credit. So they'll be able to start buying property, getting their taxes together, and welcome to the world.
There you go. Well, always something to do, but it's great to be able to have a support system there to be able to help you. Again, everyone, we've been speaking with Shaqwana Woodard Granderson today. We've been talking with her not only about what it's been like for her to start and build her own business, but also to see the impact she's been able to have. Shaqwana, let our audience know, how can they stay connected with you?
You can stay connected with me on Facebook as Shaqwana's Tax Firm, SHAQWANAS Tax, TAX Firm, FIRM. Same thing, www.shaqwanastaxfirm.org. S. Woodard at Shaqwana's Tax Firm. And also you can give me a call at 214-414-2008.
Well, Shaqwana, congratulations to you again. Really appreciate you stopping by the program today. And it goes without saying, you are welcome back here anytime.
Oh, thank you. Hopefully I'll be back.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live.